So I'm Pooja Balasubramanya, and I'll be your host for today's webinar. And it's very happy and inspiring to see so many of you to log in and be part of this webinar this evening with a all set common goal of taking your journey forward in AI education, especially in executive program. And we are very happy that you have expressed interest in our business analytics and artificial intelligence program at IIM Bangalore. So it's a privilege for me to introduce the program directors. Before that, I would set up an agenda for this webinar. So I'll be introducing the program directors and our support staff who have logged in for this webinar, followed which we'll have a welcome note by Professor Dinesh, and guiding through the brochure will be from Professor Jitamitra Desai, and we'll open the forum for Q&A session. And we have few of our alumni who have joined from the previous program to share their experiences. And the closing note will be from Professor Anant. Dr. U. Dinesh Kumar, he has joined with us. Sir, you want to say a hi to all of our participants?
Hi.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, guys.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Good to see you after long.
So Professor Dinesh is a professor of decision sciences, and he is the current IIMB director in charge and the chairperson for Data Center and Analytics Lab DCAL at IIM Bangalore. He holds a PhD degree in mathematics from IIT Bombay. Professor has introduced business analytics, an elective course for PGP and the executives in IIM Bangalore. Initially, he introduced to the PGP in 2008 and for the executives in 2010. So 2010 onwards, we have been having the business analytics and intelligence program, and the current year is the 16th batch. He has over 3 decades of teaching and research experience and has published more than 70 research articles in
Pooja,
leading
you can keep
journals.
it simple. Yeah.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Bit short.
Yes.
So I can read the history from the website.
Okay, sir. So along with him, we have 2 other program directors, Professor Anant Krishnamurthy. Sir, good evening.
Good evening.
He is also a professor in decision sciences and IIMB Chair of Excellence. Along with him is Professor Jitamitra Desai. He is a member and board of governors and professor in decision sciences in IIM Bangalore. And he is also a chair of excellence here.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, sir. Good evening.
Good evening, everyone.
So along with the program directors, we have the supporting staff. Nitya, hi.
Hello, hi.
She'll be the point of contact for all the applicants here, and she'll be coordinating with your application and admissions going forward. Over to you, sir, Professor Dinesh, to welcome all the participants and for your note.
Pooja, you may also want to introduce Naveen's also here, right?
Oh, hi, Naveen.
Hey, hello.
Naveen is a faculty for AI-related courses in BAAI program. Welcome, Naveen. Thank you for being there.
Yeah, thank you, Pooja. Yeah, welcome all.
Over to Professor Dinesh.
Yeah, good evening, all. It's probably tough for you to make time on Saturday afternoon, so I'll keep it brief. So as Pooja was telling that we started this program in 2010, people started talking about AI aggressively after Gen AI appeared, but we started long back. In fact, the entire world, there were only very few institutions that were offering certificate programs. And in 2010, I know we had only 2 competitions. One was IIM Calcutta, the other one was IIT Bombay. We were the only 3 institutes which started offering certificate program in 2010. And of course, now you see that everybody is offering. But this program is kind of completely different in the sense that we start with baby steps. We basically start with what is data, or start with the data science, and then slowly go towards machine learning, then AI, then generative AI and agentic AI and all that. And so if you look at the content that we teach, the entire content is created by us. In fact, we have about 1,000 plus alumni now who graduated from this program. And they all worked on their project as part of this curriculum. They had to do a project, capstone project. And many of these projects have become case studies at the Harvard Business Impact. In fact, I can tell that we have the largest collection of data science, AI, and analytics project at the Harvard Business Impact, which is basically a publication of Harvard Business School. And the number is about 50 now, and about 21 are best-selling cases. That basically means more than 350 universities and institutions are using that. So most of this content, the alumni played an important role because most of the cases are written by them. So what you'll be learning is through cases, not just the theoretical concepts, right? And these cases come from not only from India, because the students from the previous batches also have done projects for companies which are outside India. So you get to learn how AI ML is used by organizations across the globe to create enterprise level solution, right? And many of you would have already seen the brochure, and of course, Professor Jitamitra Desai is going to go through the actual course flow and to some extent content as well. But the point is that you may have some doubt whether you need to have programming knowledge, to what extent you need to understand mathematics and so on. So once you are shortlisted, you will have the analytic aptitude or analytics aptitude to cope up with the program. So there is no need that you need to be a master's in Python programming, because we'll have modules on Python programming. You don't have to have a very strong mathematical background, but of course, that helps, mathematical and statistical background for a deeper understanding. But then once you're admitted, we have evaluated you and we know that you will be able to do well in the program. Now, the most important thing is that being offered by a business school, we focus a lot on how AI is applied by the industry, how AI is used by industry to create enterprise level applications so that they can create value out of it or create impact out of it, right? By the end of the course, you'll have the ability to identify the problems which can create an impact for the organization, and how do you create solution using multiple concepts that you will learn in this course, and how do you go and deploy the solution and make it a successful kind of application. So you will have a combination of data science, AI, ML, and also the business strategy, right? Which is very, very important, because many times the AI projects fail because there's this strategy to execution gap, or they don't get the strategy right. So having an idea of model building alone is not sufficient, but how do you actually sell it? How do you ensure that it becomes a successful product in the market, right? So you're going to learn the entire flow of creating an enterprise level solution through this course. And as I said, you will go through a lot of case studies from different industries, and that will ensure that you understand how AI is used across multiple domains, right? I'll stop here. We can take the questions towards the end. So probably Professor Jitamitra Desai can just go through the content, the flow of the course. And after that, probably we can take the questions from all of you. Okay?
Sure. Thank you, Dinesh. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this webinar on BAAI. What I'll do is I'll share my screen, which has essentially the flow of the program. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So what we've done in this particular program is broadly sort of structured this into three large groups in terms of subjects, if I may say, groups in a slightly loose format, perhaps. But before I get into telling you what those three modules or the three big groups are, perhaps one of the questions that we should ask ourselves is like, why do I have to do this program, right? I mean, I'll ask, if I were to ask the participants, why do you want to do this program? I think it's extremely important for us to recognize that data is moving at a pace which is, I mean, exponential in many ways, right? And not having a background in data science is going to be a huge hindrance for all of you, and particularly for people who are working in the industry. It is going to be a massive hindrance if you don't recognize the basics of data science. In fact, one of the common things that happens, for example, if you take an example from entrepreneurship, one of the things that happens is, while startup founders can come from anywhere in the country, a lot of people in rural India have a lot of difficulty in finding funding for their startup ideas. Given that we're in a business school, I'm taking an example of entrepreneurship. And the reason for that is because, the lack of the English language, right? I mean, like, they're unable to pitch their ideas to VCs and so on because of the lack of the English language. And in some ways, not knowing English is a huge hindrance for them to be able to take their ideas forward. Similarly, I think if you don't have a good fundamental understanding of data science, at least in today's world, I think it's going to become a hindrance for a lot of you going forward. And I think it's important for us to recognize that business analytics and data science is an important component in today's industry, right? Okay, having said that, so if I've sort of answered the question of why do we need to do it, I'll tell you what we cover in the program. If you look at the first 4 modules, which are essentially what I call a foundational building block, we emphasize what is called as a low code or a no code approach, which you would have, if you've seen the brochure, you will see this, and we'll try and stick to this as much as we can throughout the program. We do give you some foundational level knowledge in statistics. We give you a foundational level knowledge in programming. And then we slowly start to move you into what we call, like, the foundations of machine learning, right? So if you look at modules 3 and 4 and 5, that's really where you will, after learning the basics of statistics and data science in the first 3 modules, 4, 5, and 6, or 3, 4, and 5 are broadly the modules where we start introducing you to really, really core concepts in machine learning, right? Now, once we are done with those 3 modules, which are essentially supervised learning, unsupervised learning, and some implementation in code, we then move you to reinforcement learning and optimization, which are essentially a back end of machine learning methods, right? A lot of machine learning models work on the premise that there are some mathematics that is behind it. And we sort of try and give you a bit of an understanding of how these models work by using concepts in reinforcement learning and optimization, right? Then we start to move you into deep learning and artificial intelligence, generative AI. And in fact, like what I said, because of the pace at which technology is moving, we didn't have agentic AI like, 2 years ago, and now we have it. And so, like, as you can see, this curriculum is also evolving. We keep up with, with what's happening and the latest and the best in technology in the world. And so once you have a foundation in deep learning and natural language processing, then we move you to generative and agentic AI, right? So which broadly brings us to the end of the modules in some ways. After you've picked this up, somewhere in the middle, somewhere around, module 7 or 8, we start getting you into what we call live projects. These are sourced by companies. You could either do it, you could either bring a company project on your own, or we have, we also go and reach out to several companies in the industry. Like what Professor Dinesh mentioned, some of these companies could be Indian firms, some of them could be international, multinational firms as well. We usually get a whole suite of products, and then you end up doing these projects in groups, culminating in what we call a final project, a presentation, which is typically at the end of the program on the day we get our, we graduate from this program in some ways. Okay? That's broadly what the program outline is. I'll stop here and I'll take any questions if you have any in terms of the course content. Either everyone is extremely familiar with the course content, or I've scared everyone away so that nobody wants to learn anything. So I don't know which end of the spectrum we find ourselves in, right? But broadly, I think what we should recognize is, one, you will learn the entire machine learning pipeline, and 2, what I would want as an ROI, when someone asks me what is the ROI from the program, I think it will fundamentally change the way you look at data, right? If you were to look at yourself pre-program versus post-program, I think it will completely change the way you look at data. If I show you data on an Excel sheet now, you probably look at it one way, and I will guarantee you that the way you look at the same data set after the program is over would be completely different. You will think about it in terms of distributions, you will think about it in terms of data, you will think about it in terms of what you can do with it, predictive, prescriptive analytics, so many things that come out of it. All right, thank you, Pooja. Yeah, back to you.
So the forum is open for Q&A. So any of the participants have any questions for the professors here, you may ask.
Sir, Al Ramesh here. So, sir, is this program is more aligned with the technical AI roles or business focused and strategy? Business related focused analytics roles, sir.
Halesh, let me take that question. So if you take today, how do you generate value and who generates value, right? So every organization today, or almost all of them, have ERP system, right? So the huge amount of data is being collected by the organizations. And now the question is, how do you move from the data to value, right? So if you want to extract value from the data, you need the technical, obviously, first of all, you need to have a deeper understanding of the domain so that you know how to create. That means you're asking the right questions, right? So once you decide on, okay, this is the problem that I want to solve, and you are convinced that that will create value for the organization, now the question is, how do you do that? So obviously, you have to first go through the data preparation, right? Or you can also say at a higher level, you need to have a data pipeline and so on. But then from there, you have to move towards, obviously, if you want to create value, there has to be some technical application of techniques which will enable you. That's probably the first stage, right? So in align with that, you will also go through a lot of techniques, right? So if you give a data, for example, how do you generate value from a specific data? I'll give you a specific example. This is a project which was done by one of the student groups who went through this particular program, and they were working with a company which was into carpet manufacturing, right? It's a B2B sales. I guess all of you understand the B2B sales, how it works. And so their conversion rate was quite low, so about 20%. The company asked a simple question, right? How can I improve my conversion rate? Because the industry average was about 35%, right? Now, the thing is, the client has clearly defined what problem that they would like to solve. But many times we get clients where they may not be clear about what they want to solve. They will simply say that, okay, how can we use the data to create value, right? So you will end up with many, many different types of problems, right? Especially if you're doing a consulting job where you are actually are providing solution to your clients. But if it is an in-house project, again, first thing is to get the clarity how you can actually create value. And you have to go through the value creation process. That means you have to analyze the data, right? So the first part of whatever Professor Jitamitra Desai was telling is actually the technical aspects, right? Now, the technical aspects will give you insights, patterns, probably the relationships, associations, all that. Now, how do you convert that into a business rule? Right? How do you convert that into a value which can extract through the business that you're doing? So that means you need to have the deeper domain expertise, and you have to also operationalize. That means you need to have ideas about strategy, ML ops, and so on. So if you want to create an enterprise level solution, you need to have knowledge on all aspects, right? You need to have technical aspects. You need to understand strategy. You need to also understand operationalization of the entire kind of assets that you create. So it's like, you're looking at inputs, outputs, and outcome, right? So the way in which we have structured this course, there are 12 modules, and they actually take you through all aspects of creating value from data, right? And obviously, you may ask, okay, should I become an expert in all these three aspects? Working knowledge on all three is definitely required, and you may decide to specialize on some specific aspect. You can say that, okay, I want to become technically strong in analyzing data, or you can look at, okay, within a domain I want to become how value can be created from a business perspective. So that's the individual choice that you make. But as a program, we will give all the inputs that are necessary so that you can create value from the data and finally go and deploy an enterprise level solution. Okay, so that's basically how this course is designed, and that's basically what we would like to deliver to the students. All right.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
If I may just add to what Professor Dinesh was saying, see, a lot of our pedagogy is case-based. And because you do case studies in class, case studies are built on a foundation of business. They're taken from a business problem, and then we are extracting out of that business problem which particular tool and methodology that we're going to be using to solve that particular problem. And therefore, I think there's an inherent understanding of both the business side of it and the technical side and the implementation side. So we sort of cover all three of them, I think, in equal measure.
One question from us.
Thank you.
Yeah, Raghuraman here. I'm part of a senior leadership in Kotak. Now, when I go through the content, there are a lot of basic things in AI and all. Is that also relevant for me to learn that, go through this program? And what part of what do you call leadership is this course relevant?
See, is the basic courses relevant, right? It is absolutely relevant, because if you look at AI, about 95% of AI is a probabilistic model, right? You don't have to understand what is the formula for density function of normal distribution or something like that. But you need to understand what is normal distribution, what is the role it plays in the larger scheme of things, right? So we don't expect a senior leader to understand like nitty-gritty details of mathematical models, right? But then you need to understand what does that model does, what are pros and cons, right? What are the drawbacks of that model? What are the limitations of the model, right? Because we are trying to build a model without understanding the limitations of the model and try to go and deploy it in a real life situation. And if it fails, it's a dangerous. So that's why you need to know, right? So that's why it is important to understand. It's a foundation. So you cannot build anything without the foundation, right? And also machine learning, there is no machine learning, there'll be no generative AI. So you need to understand the role machine learning plays, right? So I give this analogy in my class. So if you imagine AI as a car, right? The engine in the car is machine learning, and the fuel is the data, right? So you need to understand how the engine works and how the fuel is used in the entire value creation, right? So that's why you sometimes, of course, if you're coming back to class after, say, 20 years, 25 years, you may find it difficult to understand these foundational mathematical concepts at a mathematical level. So we are not expecting you to understand, the mathematical level, but you need to understand the concepts. For example, what is hypothesis testing? Why is it required, right? So what role it plays in AI or machine learning? So that's what you would expect, right? So this cohort will have, obviously, this is the incoming batch is the 17 batch. There'll be a lot of youngsters, there'll be a lot of senior leaders, and their takeaway from the course will be different, right? So a senior leader will look at, okay, how can I create, how can I use the knowledge from this course and create a application for my organization, right? Maybe the youngsters may look at, okay, how can I build models, right? So it's a different takeaway for different people, but then the entire value creation, understanding the entire value creation is very, very important.
Thanks a lot.
Any other question?
Hi, good afternoon, sir. This is Paulimi. I'm in marketing, so I'm a brand manager at Jaguar at the moment. And so currently in my job role, there is a lot of data that I work with, day in, day out. There is also a lot of AI that we've started using, right, from the business point of view, also from, say, the creative point of view. I was looking at the previous 16 batches, the students who have enrolled in it, and I've not seen a lot of marketers do this role. So I wanted to understand that, what is the kind of value addition from a marketing point of view, that this role can give me.
Okay. See, in the past, a lot of students have taken up marketing projects as their course project. In fact, the carpet example I gave is basically a company called Champo Carpets. It's one of the best-selling cases at Harvard. And this was done about 3 years back. And there are many more cases. For example, there was a case for Urega soaps, their AquaGuard water purifier. And again, it's a sales conversion case. And these are all difficult problems, right? So if you look at AI, you can put them into two baskets, right? One is analytic AI, the other one is generative AI. So generative AI, you can say that it evolved probably about 3 years back, right? Or it's been known to the world 3 years back. So as you rightly pointed out, the creatives. So this is where the generative AI plays a very, very important role. So typically, I mean, since you are from the same background, I don't have to explain. So you have a company which probably do the creatives for different products. So currently we are working with one of the largest companies. Let's say they are making wristwatches or something like that. So when you want to come up with a promotion, obviously you create the creatives, right? Or marketing collaterals. Now, in the past, probably even to create 5 or 10 different designs, you have to spend a lot of time. So today you can have hundreds of them, thanks to Gen AI, right? So, and how do you get it right? Okay, so that is very, very important. And what are the pros and cons of using them? Okay, so you also have to worry about other, for example, compliance aspects and so on. So you come up with the creative. I mean, you don't want to create problem because the creative has used something which is probably not politically right or something like that, right? So, but that it gives you that ability. At the end of the day, it's a human is the one who is going to make a final call. But today, lot of innovations can happen through Gen AI, right? So, what you would learn is that you learn both analytic AI and generative AI. You start with analytic AI and then you move towards generative AI towards the end of the course, right? So that's where a lot of these marketing examples and cases that you would see. So specific problem that you mentioned, they're mostly part of generative AI. But in the past, most of our students worked on analytic AI applications in marketing. But we are currently doing a project which is actually using generative AI for creating recommender system, right? For a large IT company, right? So you can see that people are also trying to move away. I mean, not moving away, but they were using analytic AI. Now they're looking at, okay, how can I integrate generative AI to solve the same business problem? Right. So Naveen is the one who specializes in Gen AI, and probably he will give you a lot of examples when you start learning from him on generative AI concepts and so on. Okay.
Yeah, sir, I think you're right. Like even analytical AI is something that a lot of my research agencies have also now, started using. So I feel it's very important for me to, understand the basics of it thoroughly for me to be then able to optimize it and use it better.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So I will add a couple of things related to marketing. So we said there are live projects. So some of the recent live projects have had a lot of marketing flavor associated with it. One of our recent projects looked at pharmaceutical marketing and how should sales representatives and others look at all the data that they have, look at conversion and what is the optimum level of contacts and type of contacts you should have to have doctors prescribe and make the conversions. We also have recent projects that are looking at social media uh, presence and trying to do some natural language processing and other related techniques to figure out how to get the brand image there. Some of our projects look at fast fashion and looking at how to use image processing to try and make sure that you have better conversion. So we use a lot of analytical techniques to look at concepts like customer lifetime value, clustering analysis, conjoint analysis. So all of these can be very powerful to address real marketing related business problems. So I think you will find a good spectrum there.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah. So anybody else has a question?
Hello, I'm
Hello,
Shawnee
sir.
here.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, hi, I'm Shawnee. Firstly, thank you for this great opportunity. Do I need this course or not? I think is already answered through some of my peers' questions. I had few other questions to add on. I'm currently employed in Amazon and I'm looking to transition into business analytics team within Amazon. So I was thinking, does this program offer any mentorship or career coaching to support this transition? Along with that, I'm a full-time working employee. So how intense is this program for somebody who's working full-time? Now, what does my typical weekly commitment look like? Also, are there any prerequisites or any foundational skills that I should prepare before starting this program to get the most out of it?
I thought you had one question, but I think it looks like you have many. Well, I'll try and remember all your questions and I will answer some of them. I will let some of the others. In terms of full-time commitment as a working professional, I think we have a few alumni here that have gone through the program, and when they get a chance to speak, I think they will all talk about that in terms of how to manage time commitment. You asked about mentorship for transition. I think one of the values that you get here is the peer group cohort is very strong and powerful. I think as much as you learn from faculty and researchers at IIM Bangalore, I think each one of you in the program brings a lot of expertise, and all of you are navigating transition either within your organization or across organizations. And I think there is a lot of mentorship that informally happens. There is no formal placement part of it. For example, you are going to be in IIM Bangalore, and we routinely have people in analytics in companies like Amazon and others that are on campus. So you will get a lot of chances to interact with them. Uh, Foundational techniques. I think, yes, I think some of the foundational techniques you may already know based on your college education background. You will have to dust it. But I think the required foundational piece we will provide as part of the initial modules. The one thing you need to be prepared for is to sit in a classroom, which you may not have done for several years. First week is tough, but then it is fun. You get used to it. Okay, so I'll pause here. Hopefully, I touched upon many of the questions, but maybe this is a good time to have some of our alumni talk. So we have four of them here. So maybe Shawan, you can go first. then
Sorry,
come
Anant,
to
if I can quickly add one point to the previous question. One, the way the program is structured, there are 30 days in class, like on campus here at IMB, and 10 days is online, and that's spread over 10 months. So in terms of your own timing, like, you're broadly spending about 3 days with us here at IIM Bangalore, and the rest of the time you're of course at home. So I think it's a manageable schedule. So it's spread out in such a way that that it does not burden your current working commitments. I mean, we've done this now for this is our 17th edition, so I think we are reasonably okay at scheduling, right? The first question I think is the most important. I think this is the perfect program in some ways to help you transition out, particularly if you've been in a software development role or whatever, and you want to move into data science and business analytics. I can't think of a better program than this one to be able to transition you out into it, because it uses elements of, like, if you're good at programming, extremely good, because then, for you to transition out into a data science role becomes a lot easier because you already are familiar with the programming component of it. So what you will end up picking up is a lot of the methods and methodologies that we would use in data science. And I think that's the perfect way to transition out into a data science or a business analytics role. Sorry, Naveen, if you had something to add to this, perhaps.
No, I completely agree. I think the whole point is when you talk about the transition, right? Fundamentally, either it's from a business, or let's say you're a software engineer, or let's say even you're from domain. This aspect, as Professor Dinesh also told earlier, and other professors also did speak about, is showing the data in a different angle so that you get that ability to go and take better decisions. And this is exactly what requires today in the world of even for companies like Amazon as such, right? So it's a perfect platform for you to transition. I mean, that's include me also. Even I'm the alumnus basically, but I'm of course batch 3, right? And I've seen how things have evolved, and of course, this course has been a huge catalyst, in shaping my career and choices of the kind of work I've done also, right? So I think, and from time perspective, I'm pretty sure this is the 17th year of operations. So of course, we have kind of really ensured that we get the balance of this with respect to the content and also that of the effort required to do this assignments and projects as well. And of course, they would leave it to the alumnus who's gone recently passed by this course. I think they are much better off to explain this today.
So maybe Karthika and Anita, you're from the 13th batch. You can go first, then
Yep.
Shovan, and then Atharva.
Sure.
Give your words of advice, words of caution.
Sure. Thank you. It's a privilege to be here, joining and meeting all of you after a long time. Good evening, dear friends, the upcoming batch students. I'm Kartika. I'm a senior data and AI manager in Intel Corporation. I have about 18 plus years of experience. I'm BAAI 13 batch alumni, and I'm happy here to share some of my experiences of the journey that I have had through this program in IMB. Firstly, talking about one of the key interesting aspect or the strongest aspect of this BAI program is the way how it is delivered, right? Like as even Dinesh sir called out, there are multiple avenues today in which you could learn a lot of things, technical skills, but the learnings that I have had through this course at IIMB is attributed to the faculties, right? The way in which they teach you the concepts, the fundamentals of machine learning, etc., which comes handy for your day-to-day work activities, right? And some of the real-world examples that they share while teaching those concepts is also phenomenal. So it is a combination of both academic rigor as well as the real-world relevance, which makes even the complex problems very intuitive and applicable for all of us. Right. And the other part is the course curriculum itself. So even in BI 13 batch, when we started, the course started off with the data science, visualization, machine learning, advanced machine learning to generative AI, responsible AI. Those were also touched upon when we did BI 13 batch. However, if I look at the BI 17 curriculum, the course has been thoughtfully revised with a lot of focus on generative AI, agentic AI, at scale, because that is what we are working with in our organizations today. The multi-agent architecture, the ML ops, the responsible AI, those are very relevant to the industry practices. And I feel this is a great opportunity where you get to learn the foundational basic concepts of analytics through the technical skills and also the latest technologies emerging, right? And the other key thing is it's not just about knowing analytics, but also applying analytics in your, whether it is business strategy or using the insights to derive business outcomes, right? Those are the important aspects that would help you in your leadership roles. Anybody can learn the technical skills easily, but knowing when to apply what and using it to drive business value is very, very important. Being an analytics professional for over 18 years, I started my career in data and analytics, but now the focus is more towards AI. Now I support sales and marketing business group and my finance partners in developing AI-ready enterprise solutions, which could help accelerate their business growth, right? And this course is an inflection point in my career where it enabled me to apply all of the knowledge that I have had in a strategical and a leadership manner, which helps me to drive the roadmap effectively working with my business partners. And in terms of what I have learned as part of this BAAI 13 program, the first thing that I would call out is all of the assignments that we have had at the end of each module is intensive. And that helps you to learn beyond what has been taught in the classroom. So you have to spend considerable time in learning, self-learning in order to complete all of those assignments. And secondly, the group projects, right? So even in the corporate environment, we have to work with a team. So you have to understand the team dynamics. You will get opportunity to work with people from diverse backgrounds, diverse experience, and diverse skill set. And the case study, the kind of case study, the group assignments that you get would be focused upon multiple areas. So that is also another learning opportunity. When you're working in a particular company or catering to a particular business group, you would be narrowed your scope and business acumen to that particular area. However, if you get an opportunity to do this course with a lot of assignments and projects to work on, that enhances your learning and experiences. And the other part is the capstone project, right? So beyond all the learnings that you have had, capstone project or the live project is an excellent opportunity where you apply all the concepts that you have learned. And you would also be understanding how to derive the problem statement, working with the key stakeholders, meeting their expectations, timelines, and finally helping them arrive at a decision, right, that can help improve their outcomes. And professors would guide us throughout the course of the project, and they would also enable you to ask so what questions, right? It's not just about using data, coming up with a model output, right? The so what part helps you to come up with insights which can be translated into a business narratives, which would help your business partners to come up with a data-driven decision making. So yeah, overall, I would say this helped me in strengthening my analytical judgment. I have become a more confident data analytics professional after taking up this course. And this is also enabling me to ask right questions, whether it is with my technical team, whom I am managing in my career, and also helping my business to come up with the right problems which can be addressed through AI. And finally, translating those business outcomes into the clear business decisions. So irrespective of what background that you're coming from, whether it is technological roles, the business roles, finance, banking, healthcare, etc., I feel this course would help you to leverage data to the fullest and become the data-driven analytics professional. And thank you for the opportunity for calling me over here and share my experiences. And yeah, all of this culminated in me receiving the Best Academic Performer Award and the Highly Commendable Project Award in my batch. And I owe all that credit to the wonderful faculties and the students whom I have had a chance to learn and grow with. Thank you.
Thanks, Kartika.
Thank you,
Anita?
Kartika. So Kartika spoke about the projects that the students do, and we also briefly mentioned about that. But one of the highlight of the project is that in the past, many students have converted their project into case studies. I'll just share my screen so that you'll get an idea about what kind of case studies are these. So you can see that this is a Harvard Business Impact website. You guys can see that, right? My screen.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So there are 49 cases, and vast majority of them are written by alumni from this program. And you can see the bestsellers are 21. So out of these 49, 21 are best-selling cases. We just arranged in random order, but this is like, since IPL season is becoming, it's IPL season going on, it is showing that at the top, I guess, the pricing of players in Indian Premier League. So when a player is being auctioned, how do you know what is the right price that the franchisee should pay to a player, right? And this is another interesting supply chain project, which is Idli Dosa Botter's supply chain. And this talks about demand prediction in Mumbai for Idli Dosa Butter. So what are the challenges here? The shelf life of Idli Dosa Butter is about 7 days. So if it is not sold within 7 days, it is going to come back to the factory. So how do you ensure that you are forecasting the demand at each of these outlets? Now, at that time, there are about 4,000 plus outlets in Mumbai alone, right? So that you minimize the unsold packets returning to the factory. And this Champo corporates have mentioned. So you see that these are coming from many, many different types of industry, right? So we did a project for Big Basket. It is a product recommendation. So you would have, if you're buying from Big Basket, you would have seen the question they asked, did you forget? And they ask, they ask the question, did you forget? And give some product names, like different version of recommendations, right? So even we have done a lot of projects in agriculture. That is also coming as one of the best sellers. Healthcare, a lot of them. This is how do you know what will be the cost of treatment for a patient even before you admit the patient to the hospital. And this is what I was talking about, Eureka Forbes. How do you actually check propensity of the customer to buy the product, in this case, the AquaGuard water purifier? So it comes from many, many different domains, right? And some of these cases, most of them are from India, but there are a lot of cases which are also from outside India. So you get to experience going through some of these challenging projects towards the end of the course. And in that project, you will probably use whatever you learn through this course, right? So it's kind of experimenting all the things that you learned in this course in a live project. And also there'll be constant interaction with the industry or the project sponsor, along with faculty who will be mentoring you from IMB side. Okay.
Anita, you want to go ahead?
Thanks. Thank you. Thanks, Pooja, for inviting me, and thank you, Dinesh sir, Anand sir, Naveen sir, and JD sir. Nice to see you, Kartika. So I'll keep it brief since we have 2 more people to speak after I go. So my background is I work for Biocon, which is a biotechnology company, and we manufacture and market life-saving drugs in the fields of cancer and diabetes and immunotherapies. So at the time, I'm an alumni of BA 13 along with Kartika. So when I decided to enroll into this program, I had just transitioned into a new role for Center of Excellence in Manufacturing Operations and Quality Control. And as part of my transition, I was required to build a team. And at that point, Biocon was also transitioning in the sense that all of their manual data capturing or paper records were moving into electronic and digital systems. So we knew that we were going to sort of overloaded with all data from the manufacturing plant, the quality control labs, everywhere. And like Dinesh sir said, we now had to make sense and create value out of all of that data that is coming in, right? So I have a PhD in molecular biology. I think the last math subject I had was in my 10th grade. I didn't even have maths in my 11th and 12th, let alone in bachelor's. So when I signed up for the course, I checked with Pooja, was not having maths in my bachelor's is going to be a problem. But she said, your aptitude will determine where you stand. So I cleared all the tests. I cleared the interview. Of course, the initial modules were all statistics. Everybody has basic statistics, but like Kartika said, the concepts that were taught, the fundamentals that were given in terms of clarifying and making statistics crystal clear and actually fun has happened only in this course for me. Although I had statistics in my PhD, in my master's, but in this course, statistics was actually fun, and I don't find it intimidating anymore, right? And that's because I know everything about hypothesis testing, normal distribution, all different distributions, and those are basics, which even if I see complex data, huge data sets, no matter where the AI is progressing in the last 3 years, now we have much more in terms of generative AI, new concepts are coming in. It doesn't intimidate me anymore. It takes just a moment of reading through, because the fundamentals and the concepts and the breadth that was given in this course was so sound and solid. Nothing new intimidates me. I'm able to look at it, read it, and I understand it. I might not be an expert in it, but at least from a leadership perspective, I know what kind of questions to ask, what are the pitfalls in the models that you build, how do you go about asking the right questions and planning for contingencies. So since this course, completion of this course, what we have done as a team is we have configured the data set into dashboards which are meaningful and which the senior management can look at it and get the answers and the value that the operations team is generating. We are able to build models to predict the shelf life of the products that we are putting in the market. When we were able to do prescriptive analysis and also figure out when the quality is going to go out of specification, we are able to decide to monitor drifts in the manufacturing process, how to figure out what part of the manufacturing process or the component is contributing to that sort of data analysis. So domain expert you'll all have. I think this adds another layer which supplements your domain expertise and allowing you to make real world decisions which add value to the business and also to your career, right? So that's the key takeaway that I have had, and I would advise all of you to go for this course and not think twice about how it will benefit, because any learning definitely gives benefit, and this course, because of the concepts that are driven in and the clarity that is given, it's really good. Somebody had asked about how intense the course is, managing your daily full-time work. I would advise not to be fooled by what people are saying in the course. It is really, really intense. It takes a lot of effort. At least for me, I had to sort of give away all other hobbies that I have. You have to forget about any personal travel or any personal things that you're planning for the year. The only two things that you can focus on is your work. That, I mean, you don't have a choice, and then this course. These are the only two things that you need to have. You need to advise your family also to let you be by yourself for a year and not demand too much from you. I think that support is also necessary. It's going to be very intense. So whatever you're imagining, it's going to be more than that. That's a guarantee. So thank you.
You know, Anita, you convinced me to also enroll for the program, and you scared me away too.
It does help if your kids are applying for board exam, then they are going to be busy, then you are going to be busy too. So
Yeah.
Shravan, you want to go ahead?
Yeah. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, professors. Thanks, Pooja, for this opportunity. So I was part of this transformative journey for the batch of BAAI 14. So while joining this course, I was part of consulting. It was hardcore analytics consulting. So that time I had around 7-8 years of proper experience in analytics. So I had that opportunity to work with various leaders across the globe. I was part of analytics lab, which was 2-3 centers for EY. In Bangalore is one of them. I was handpicked. So I had basic knowledges, or not basic knowledges, more than basic knowledges while joining the course. But I thoughtfully chose this course because it's, first of all, IIM Bangalore brand. Second, it's not about only a model building thing. It's just an interaction between strategy, business, technology. So basically, what I learned over here is I was better able to translate entire business problem into statistical problem and how to improve them. That was the very first thing. And also how Anita has said, it's entirely a transformative journey. I'll just sugarcoat a little bit. You'll be able to sail through. It's a roller coaster ride. You have to trust your entire professors and Pooja's schedule and everything, but it will be very tough. You'll feel the program will light during the interval, but no, it won't. Suddenly, Navin sir will come into play for your deep learning agentic AI and generative AI and thing. So, so I mean, it's all about the perspectives. So there was a time you won't have proper content or resources for analytics across the internet, but right now you'll have tons. Out of this, all the contents, finding the relevant content is very important. Those consume a lot of time. You won't have a proper schedule, you won't have a proper planning or a simplified, simpler version of everything. So you have to entirely trust the syllabus which has been prepared by the faculties. So the second, the perspectives of the faculties, how they try to solve entire things. You will have an idea, okay, that might be solved in this way. Okay, no, there are other aspects to it. That's very important thing. Second, the capstone projects. I got a wonderful opportunity to work with this Drisha. They were into energy sector, oil, energy, and gas. So the data which was given to us was there are around 400 to 500 sensors placed across the plant. So we don't have the names on it. The sensors were able to generate around every minute frequency data. They don't have any levels attached to it. You don't have any expertise. So we have to find out a better way to tell them at what point of time your plants at a specific section has detected some anomalous activities. That is the very best part of it. There was a huge amount of data we got to work with CXOs. Post completion of this course, I got the opportunity to work with PepsiCo. While working with PepsiCo, I felt North America is their biggest market. I am single-handedly handling their non-beverage portfolio across North America, how it is going to perform in a short run and a long run. And I have entirely changed their perspectives, how they used to work. So I won an award, PepsiCo Excellence Award. It's out of 22,000 nominations. And right now the work has been admired by everyone. So it directly goes to Ramon, the CEO of PepsiCo, via Steve. Why I'm telling everything is you will achieve everything at certain point of time. But the thing is, you have to trust the syllabus. You have to trust the transformative journey entirely. It will be very, very, very tough. The tea breaks, the peer groups, the professors, everyone are wonderful. You have to trust them. So I would suggest to attend the classes in person as much as possible. So you have enrolled that. No one take guarantee on that. So all the best, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Athar, Athar ran away.
No, he's here. He's here.
Hello.
Atharva.
Hey, hi. Good evening, everyone. Hello to all esteemed professors, my senior alumni. It's a pleasure, obviously, and I miss all the classes and all the interactions we had in campus. I still feel like I might enroll for BI 18 maybe. Uh, but yeah, mostly it is being covered, right? All of our alumni and professors spoke about it. So it's tough to be the last one to speak. But I'll quickly tell my project journey because that's something uh, which would definitely help in the course. So we were doing project with Manipal Hospitals, one of the largest in India, right? And as Dinesh sir has rightly said, sometime uh, your client won't know what exactly needs to be solved. So we were given a problem statement where we had to increase the conversion of pharmacy and pharmacy billing, and basically the lab testing billing as well. So imagine a multi-specialty hospital where you go to OPD, then from business point of view, uh, they want you to go to pharmacy as well as do the lab test over there itself. Now, increasing conversion is very vague, right? So we tapped in a very specific problem in there, and how we understood that was by the hospital visit we did. We had amazing support from Manipal Hospital, as well as Pooja, from coordinating all these meetings with our stakeholders and understanding their business flow. So without touching their existing digital systems, which is health management system, we developed an AI solution for pharmacy as well as lab test department, where the queue time was one of the key measures, where the patients would see the queue and walk away from the pharmacy and even would not do the lab test. So theoretically, we would bring their queue time down from 10 minutes to 3 minutes now, and improve almost 5% of their billing, which is in crores. So that's how we actually saw the real impact and ROI of AI solutions, because nowadays everyone is talking about adoption of AI, what is the ROI and all. But we saw from this project real time happening that you can actually bring the change where it needs to be. That's one thing. And not to I mean, worth mentioning, I would say, professors obviously are there for your support, but Pooja would be the one who would you go to each and every time you have any issues, right from induction till classroom interactions, the resources that will be provided till the valedictory. She will be there for you, and the support that she has given throughout our batch, it is amazing. So thank you, Pooja. A special mention to you. And yeah, I mean, ROI from this entire course to me would be, so at the end of the course, I was confident enough to have that courage to switch my team into more ML and NLP specific teams. So I'm in PayPal right now working as senior data scientist. So I switched team where I got a level up as well, and doing more relevant work in terms of data science and machine learning. So I'm happy to say that I would be the first one in the team who would adopt all the AI tools, test all the MCP servers, and uh, give my entire team a walkthrough of how you can actually leverage it in our day-to-day work. And speed of execution is something which is in key focus in the entire industry. So yeah, that's how it has benefited me, obviously. And there are some benefits I won't say you can quantify, but it's an experience for life. Um, to me, the network that I've found there, the resources, and basically when you go to campus, you feel a lot more resourceful than you are, uh, doing your day-to-day job. As I said, I come from fintech background, but then I had to do a project with healthcare industry, and that's when the eye-opening movement came that you are stuck in one particular industry, or maybe the problem statements that you handle day to day are very specific, but here you would actually can learn a lot about other industries, network with all the other people that you have. We had PhDs and CA in our batch. So imagine if you take like 10 minutes with them, talk about their industry, it can definitely bring value to your life, not just quantifiable, as I said, but it's gonna stay for life. I'm sure, I mean, the intensity of the course that we everybody talked about, I would say it would come from within. Uh, I'd love to be in campus when I was there. I would spend maximum of my time in campus. I still get goosebumps when I, imagine my time in campus and feel pretty emotional about it. And we are still gonna meet our entire batch, and I guess all of the batches would be meeting end of the April. So it's gonna be an amazing, reunion again. But I'll end with this that, yeah, go for it. Don't think twice, and it's gonna stay with you for life. Yeah, thank you.
So Pooja, I'd just like to take one more moment. So it's a strong recommendation and suggestion from my side that everyone should spend at least 10 minutes. Go and watch Professor Jitamitra Desai's recent talk. Do small and dream big. It will help you.
Good. All right. People have any questions? So the one Shovan's talking about, I think, Pooja, you can maybe share a link to the participants, I think. Or even if you just Google, you will find it. Okay.
I think
Yeah,
it is
some
in
of you,
YouTube. You can share that.
yeah, because many of you are talking about work life and so on. And I think Professor Jitamitra Desai addresses some good reasons of being successful or some good snippets of how to be successful. Anyway, any questions from the participants?
Sir, good afternoon, everybody. This is Kuntal Chakravarti. Am I audible?
Yes.
Yes, sir. So I have around 20 years of experience in mining and metallurgy, mining and mineral processing, basically. So I intend to do this course um, for like reducing the gap between the non-digital to digital. So what I saw in the course was like most of them was totally technical. Um, so, like in the managerial front, in order to increase that, so is it so that I have to do some other course also, or this should be self-sufficient?
So, Kuntal, I will answer two ways. I think Professor Dinesh talked about it a little bit earlier. See, we talk about AI, but from a business perspective. So, when we are talking about AI techniques, solutions, it puts it in the context of the entire business. So, it has the technical and the non-technical part of it. How does it fall into the overall strategy? I mean, you heard some of the alumni talk about that too, in terms of how a problem in the company that they are from a strategy perspective is boiled down into how AI and analytics can help, and then how do you show the ROI. So I think from that perspective, there is the technical and the non-technical part of it. But this is not an MBA in the sense that this is a program on business analytics and artificial intelligence. So clearly the flavor and the focus more is on those components rather than a general MBA program. Okay, so if you're looking for a more general MBA program, then you will get, you might have to take something in addition to this. Hope that helps.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, any other questions? Going once, going
Sir,
twice.
I have another question, sir.
Yes,
Sir,
ask.
I am into services, so
Yes,
I have to travel a lot.
yes.
Sometimes due to some commitment at site, if I am not able to attend like in the course, the campus, uh, we have a campus immersion few days, like all over 30 days. So if 1 or 2 days if I miss, then how it can be like uh, taken, or how can I attend it? Will there be recording or something like that?
So I will answer it in two ways. One, we tell you the 30 days you're supposed to be on campus well in advance. Okay. So when we say it is a campus day, we want it to be a campus day. And we give you the calendar because we know you're all working. So you should plan to be on campus on those 30 days. Okay. That being said, if 1 or 2 days business commitments make you travel or not attend, then there are recordings or others that help. But if it goes beyond 1 or 2 days, and we have rules, you will not get the certificate. Okay, and we are fairly serious about that. So walk into this program knowing that it requires commitment. You heard all our alumni say that it takes time, but it is a worthwhile investment. So take that seriously.
Okay, thank you.
I have a couple of things to add on to. So along with the 40 days program, we also have MOOC modules in between. So the first MOOC module will have data pre-processing and imputation, and the second would have ANN and deep learning concepts. So this gives a very thorough theoretical learning of these concepts, and it helps you to go through these modules at your own pace. And having completed this course, you will also be, getting the alumniship for the IIMB. So please keep in mind that after this course, you will be called as an alumni of IIM Bangalore. So these are key things that you have to keep in mind as well. So you will have all the weekly lectures that you go through will be recorded and put on the Moodle platform for you to go and revisit at your own pace. So all video lectures will be made available. Yeah. If you have any questions on that, I'll be happy to address.
I think it may also be worth clarifying that this is not an MBA from IIM Bangalore. I just want to be very clear. This is a certificate program given by the Executive Education Office from IIM Bangalore. So just be prepared that, so you will become an executive alumni of IMB, but it's not an MBA. Okay, so it's what we call a certificate program.
So along with the certificate, course certificate that you earn at the last of the program, you'll also have a grade sheet, which has 5 assignments to complete and a course project to complete, 2 MOOC modules to complete. All of this will be listed on your grade sheet. This will come along with your course completion certificate. Yeah, along with your alumni card. Professor Anand, that is over to you.
Okay, so I'll just close this. We are already over time. So I think a lot has been said about the program, but I will just also add one other piece. I think we talked about faculty, we talked about cases, we talked about the projects, but I think some of the alumni talked about it, Athar talked about it. I think the support you get from the staff at IIM Bangalore makes this program a wonderful experience. It is tough, it is intensive, it is demanding, but we take good care of you. Good care of you in terms of helping you navigate and get the most out of the program. You're making a significant commitment. So Pooja from the BAAI program support, and then we have Guru and Nitya from EEP that are here. So our staff at IIM Bangalore are with you throughout the program to take care of a lot of the issues. And all of you come with different backgrounds. And we would like you all to get the maximum out of this program, given the life that you are juggling and the commitment that you have made. And so you can be assured that your experience would be top class. And that is what people talk about when they say IIMB brand, we do it well. So you can walk into it knowing that if you do your part, you will come out much better and completely satisfied with the commitment you made. So with that, I would like to thank everybody for coming here. Professor Dinesh, Professor JD, thank you for your time. And thank you, alumni, all of you for coming here. It's always a pleasure to see you. Hope to see you on campus soon. And thank you all participants. I hope this helped clarify questions. If you have more questions, feel free to write to us. and looking forward to seeing you all in the classroom in a few months. So thanks, Pooja, for organizing this, and thanks, EEP, for supporting this.
So one
Thank
more
you.
thing to add on to. So we have this webinar today, and the upcoming entrance test is on April 11th. So whoever has applied and enrolled for this program have to go through this entrance test, followed which you will have interview. Post that, you will be offered the admission letter. So whoever have not yet submitted your application, please submit the application and appear for the entrance test on April 11th.
I think the deadline is April 7th. Is that correct, Pooja, the first one?
We have extended, sir.
Yeah, okay.
So
Okay,
also
nice,
please
Naveen.
pass on this information to your peers as well, whoever is interested to pursue analytics and AI courses. And we have the next regular submission happening by 30th April. After that, you'll have an entrance test in May. So please pass on this information to all your friends and peers. Thank you so much.
Thank you. All the best.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you
you very much.
Thank you.
Guys,
Thank you.
bye.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.